Hey guys, welcome to another episode from Stacy Here We Grow Again. Today I want to talk about planting carrots, getting your containers ready to plant some different varieties of carrots here. So we got short and sweets. They're both basically harvesting in 70 days. They take the same days to germinate. They grow the same way. All carrots do. And these are my two favorite brands just because they're so pretty and they grow really well. And these only get about 4 inches. You can see they're really short. And then these get about 6 to 8, I would say. 6 to 7, it says, for the Scarlet Nates. And the way you want to get your containers ready is, this was an old container I had with soil already in it from previous plants I had in here. Now, to get this ready, it was sitting for a while. I had jungle growth in here, which was about halfway. So it was filled halfway with old soil. So what I did was I topped it off with a full bag, basically, of my Coco Loco, which is down there, and it's a really fluffy type of soil. It has a lot of perlite in it, as you can see, and I just took my shovel, I pushed it all the way down, flipped all that soil up, and made it really loose. You want to loosen all this soil up. You can see just how loose it is when you touch it, because these carrots are going to need a nice loose soil that has a lot of air in it to grow really well, or they're going to start splitting. They'll split off and try to grow around mulch. So you don't want to put mulch in your carrot totes and stuff like that, especially when growing them in containers. In the ground, you can definitely put mulch on top, but I don't put mulch on anything that I'm growing with carrots. And you just want to spread it out until it's nice and even, because we're going to plant this, and we're going to plant half a tote of the Scarlet Nate carrots and half a tote of the short and sweet, I should say. I always reverse that. So what I want to do is, I actually want to plant, I think we're going to plant this way. So we're going to put a line. I basically just make a line, and then I make another line. I space them about 1 inch apart to 2, actually like 2 inches apart you want to go. About a good 2 inches. Make sure your carrots have enough room. We're going to make our middle line just to kind of separate everything. And then we'll make 3 more lines of carrots. So we got 6 lines of carrots we'll plant all together, which is really cool, because they'll all grow really nice in this container, and they'll stay in place, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do after we're done here. To plant these, you just want to take 1 pack. So we got our Scarlet Nates, and these are really small, so you really don't want to go too deep into the soil, because then they're not going to sprout too much for you. So you just want to get a little handful of them, and you can always thin these guys out. A little handful. I don't want to waste any. You can see just how many there are. So just make sure you sprinkle them one by one. Be careful what you're doing, and if you put too many, you can always thin them out. So just sprinkle them in there. Make sure you have enough that are going to germinate for you. You know, some might not germinate. Some might get eaten out by little critter bugs. So I usually put quite a bit in each little row. This way I know I got a good germination, and then I just thin them out when they're done. I'm going to put these back in here really gently. I just made a mess and put a bunch of carrots in my tote here. So what I'm going to do is just gently mix them around. Now, I know that's kind of crazy to you, but they're going to mix them around in this area pretty good, to where I'll just thin them out and get rid of the ones that are doubled up. Leave them in their own space, about 1 inch apart, and they'll push each other kind of out of the way and move around. So we got this half Scarlet Nates, and we're going to do the other half with the short and sweet, vice versa. I think I said that vice versa, guys. So these I'm actually just going to, since I have a little opening on them, it's a little easier. You can also do it this way. Make a little spout on them. Just close your top and just gently watch what you're doing and just sew them in there. Just a little bit. You want to spread them out. You don't want them too close together. You don't want too many in there, because you're going to waste them. And that's it, guys. I'm going to cover this up. I'm actually going to go like this and just move the rows. So you go one side and move the other row to the other side, since we made that little hole. And we're just going to cover this side up. I want to show you sowing them both ways, you know, not moving the soil around versus moving the soil around. These we're not moving. We're going to leave them in a row and see how they grow in a row. And the other side we moved around and kind of spread them all out on that other side. So we'll see what happens, guys. Keep this well watered till they sprout. And when they do sprout, you want to still keep this soil really moist but not sopping wet, because carrots can split. They will split if they're not watered all the way through. So you want to make sure they're wet all the way through to the bottom and stay consistently moist throughout their whole growing cycle, so you don't get that splitting inside of them. Keep them in full sun. Carrots can actually be grown indoors as well, because they do not require pollination unless you're growing them to seed. You know, we're going to seed some of these, I'm sure, and we're definitely going to grow these to seed, because the carrots on the bottom of these are not going to be as great because they're growing in really chunky soil. So I figured, why not utilize these and get some nice seeds off of these to grow. And you can do that as well. You know, utilize what you're growing, even if it's dead and you have to pull it. Try to get what you can off of it. And that's it. Full sun, at least 6 to 8 hours, and they'll survive really good for you. We got some other carrots right here. Thinning out just means, just to go over that, you can see they all have their own individual space. So there was like 2 or 3 in this one little space. I picked the best one and then plucked the rest out. You want to either hold down the soil and pluck it out with the other hand, or you can just cut it out with a scissor. And we have carrots growing in there too, the little short and sweets. So we're doing good, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and this helps you in the best way possible to grow carrots in your garden, no matter if you're in a small space, big space, in the ground, whichever. Have a great day, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more to come. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.